back to Survival with Fix. We are moving away from Gabor, and I'm just following the road. You know, I was gonna fly, and then I thought about it and thought, I haven't walked this road, like, maybe ever. I don't think I have, and I just want to take a look around. I kind of have a itch to do a little village kind of along the road somewhere, but I need to get out of this jungle. And I know you're thinking, this isn't jungle, Fix, you idiot. Yeah, I know, but there's jungle just like right over there. So I want to move away from the jungle and just find a spot to set up just a little village. Maybe a single episode thing, maybe a couple, I don't know, just... You know, I want to expand the world. Right now we have five different sort of kingdoms. I want to have another one. I just want to add another place just to flush out the world. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, like a little farming village, maybe with a whole bunch of fields, something like that. I don't know, I just gotta find the right spot. This spot looks awfully nice. It's kind of close to a savanna, and there's a desert just over there and a jungle over there. So there's a lot of different biomes, and I don't love that about it. I kind of like to pick spots where you don't see other biomes so obviously. So what we would have to do is build some sort of kind of visual barrier so you don't notice that there's a savanna right next door, or you don't notice that there's a jungle over there. And that could probably just be done with trees, maybe even a little cliff. Is that water? Okay, let's take a look at the map. Yeah, that is water. That's a little inlet, river sort of situation. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this slice of green could be a really nice place for like a farming, like maybe put a village right here and then a road that leads over to this procedurally generated village and like just a lot of farmland. This land's actually really flat. I think it could be really nice, kind of like a little valley, like a nature's valley sort of situation. Yeah, let's do that. I do want to build out of some materials that I don't always build out of. Maybe I'm thinking possibly acacia. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at some different materials here. And yeah, we got a little bit of landscaping to do, but let's figure out a palette before we do anything else. I think I have a plan, so check out this. I found this Monica ML on ArtStation for concept art. Now I'm just gonna flash up on the screen real quick. You know, I don't want to broadcast someone else's art and all that stuff, but it's just super cool. And I'm gonna take concept and I'm gonna try to sort of recreate these houses. I think they're gonna fit in Minecraft really well. They look very simple, and I think it's gonna be a really nice farming community. So I gathered a ton of sand over here at the mining desert, which honestly, at some point I need to build a sand duper because I am totally tired of destroying my desert. It's like the only desert even remotely close. And yeah, I hate destroying it. Regardless, I grabbed a bunch of that, and now I'm gonna head over to Steelport and get some mud, because I think I'm gonna use mud for sort of the bottom ring. And then I think I might actually use acacia logs, even though that is a little different than the art that I found. And then maybe an acacia blend for the roof. Just since we're near the savanna, I feel like that would be kind of a nice sort of, I don't know, I haven't used acacia much. And since we're in the savanna, people would probably use what they have on hand, despite me bringing mud from another city and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so let me grab some materials, and then I'll meet you at the new location for this new little farming village. You know, the more I'm in this area, the more inspired I'm getting. I'm just looking at all the possibilities here, as a couple of these big trees are starting to grow, not all of them, and I just keep on chopping them down. But boy, I need a lot of acacia for these houses. I only plan on making probably like a total of 6 houses. I think we'll start with maybe 2 today, and then expand out over a few episodes, and really just take our time with this little spot and really just make it perfect. But the road goes right along this ridge. I'm just imagining a nice little cliff there leading to some really sweet farmland just sprawling out here that's going to feed really just a ton of people. We're going to have a lot of fields, and probably about the same size of fields as we've been doing, maybe even a little bit bigger, but just a lot of fields. So that means, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of landscaping that has to be done here. Not a lot, but in my fields, I like to only have at maximum a 1 block height change in a field, and I like to have lots of them. I don't like to have big flat fields, but I don't like to have like any spot where you can't just like walk up as a player. And even this is a little close for me. I would probably scale that back just a little bit, but this is going to be the basic size of the house, and then with a regular sort of traditional V-shaped roof there. I think it's going to look really cool. I flew over near the Arc Tower. I'm chopping down all these trees. Oh man, there are just so many. There's so many trees to chop down, but I'm going for it. And then I'm going to return and hopefully have a nice gradient. I want birch, oak, and sandstone to be my main gradient. Oh, I better find a bed. I am overwhelmed right now with the feeling of possibility. Do you ever get there in your Minecraft worlds? Like, I just feel like there are so many things. Everything I look around, especially in this seed, especially with the shaders on, with the world that we've already built, everything I see just screams like, oh, build this here. Oh, build this here. Oh, build this here. Stop. Build. And I just want to do it. I just want to do it all. I want to build everything. I want to build so badly that it is difficult for me to stay on one stay in one area, because I want so badly to just go around and just build everything in every place. You know what I'm saying? Do you get there? Do you ever feel, it's almost a feeling of being overwhelmed, but like in a good way, not like overwhelmed in a bad way, right? I just feel like overwhelmed, like I want to do everything and I want to do it right now. Oh man. Anyway, I just went over to Sandgill to grab a couple spruce saplings, and I went ahead and took down a couple spruce trees because I am going to want to have some podzol over here, and I find that I need so much spruce in just life that it's just as easy to plant the spruce trees where I want the podzol and just do it that way. So what I'm going to do is just plant down some spruce trees like this. And do I have some bone meal? Just a tiny bit, maybe enough to get this to grow. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Got some podzol for an upcoming cow pasture or something like that, or flowers, or sometimes you just want this brown dirt, you know? And then I can harvest this tree, so that's really, really very nice. And yeah, my inventory is absolutely, completely ravaged right now. I need to deal with it, and then hopefully we'll get into building soon. I'm going to use spruce as sort of the trim areas. That's not good. The floating log up there. I'm no floating log lever. Am I going to get it? No, I'm not. I'm not going to get it. All right, there we go. By the way, in the time lapse, if you're wondering what happened in the times, I did decide instead of make these totally square, I might leave this one square, but this one, I wanted to have this one have a little bit more interest. So I went ahead and added these two little just extra sections. I'll show you once I get to the roof, kind of what I'm thinking there, but I think it will make kind of a big difference here. But yeah, okay. I think it's almost time to lay down the roof. I'm thinking spruce outline and maybe a granite brick mixture, since I do have a decent amount of clay over at Sandgill. Maybe. While I'm doing these roofs, I thought maybe I could bring you in on a little bit of my sort of personal journey, my fitness and health journey. So I have been really watching what I eat for now a grand total of, consecutively without any sort of slip-ups, 65 days, I think, or 66 days or so. It's been about 2 months. And before that, I've been doing a pretty decent job, but not like actually logging and really taking care of business and all that kind of stuff. The last week or so, I have gone from pretty low carb and a mostly meat-based diet to basically absolutely meat-based now, where I'm at full keto now, which I've done before. And after really diving into some literature about it and really learning a decent amount about it, well, kind of relearning since I used to know it, and you know, it's been a bunch of years, I have decided to just go all in on the keto lifestyle. And it's not really a diet as much as just I'm going to try to just eat that way from now on. Like everything I've seen as far as like really, really good science, and I don't mean like conventional wisdom. I mean like actual like studies. From what the studies that I have seen, it seems like the healthiest route to go for me anyway. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And it has been really a tremendous aid to weight loss. I've been losing about 3 pounds a week. And so I'm down to in the area of 223, sometimes 223, 224. I was at as low as 222 2 days ago, but then it kind of bring back up a pound. I weigh in the morning, first thing after I wake up and go to the bathroom, and I weigh in. That way it's very consistent. And I weigh in every day. That way I can watch trends. And if I start to trend up, then I can reevaluate what's going on with my diet and all that kind of stuff and everything. I've scaled back the cardio slightly. As far as when I say cardio, I mean I just walk on the treadmill. I walk uphill on the treadmill. That is the entirety of all of my cardio. But I've been lifting and I go, I'm very, very big on a progressive overload formula. And what that means is you add 1 pound or 1 rep to every single workout, and you keep very strict logs and you keep very strict rest times, which is important, because if you rest 6 minutes one day and then you rest 3 minutes the next day, you're not going to be as strong the next day because you didn't rest as much. So I time my rest and I make sure that I'm doing progressive logs, and I'm really happy that I am up to deadlifting. Well, I use a trap bar deadlift, so it's like a hybrid deadlift / squat, and that's up to 230 now. I think I went 230 today for five reps, 3 sets, and bench press. I'm finally up to the big boy plates. I'm bench pressing up to 135 now. Again, just using progressive overload. I could probably do a little bit more than that, but my favorite thing about it is the next workout, I'll go instead of 135, I'll go 137.5 and just continue to add either 2.5 pounds or eventually just 1 pound per workout. Did I really? Oh man, I just barely got enough return. You always get enough return on these spruce trees. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so things are working out really well in that respect. Mental health wise, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But you know, physically, I feel like I'm doing really, really well, and I feel good about it. Actually, I think I can get this 304 bone meal. No, I can't. Okay. Anyway, I gotta figure out what to do about these roofs. I'd like to put them in before I do the walls, but I think I'm going to need granite, and I don't think I have a lot of granite. So let's go take a look. Maybe Steelport might be the best place for granite, I think. Yeah, speaking of inspiration, man, this city, I've never built anything like this before, ever in my life. I mean, this is so cool, and I really can't wait to get back to it and just really focus in on this. I just think Steelport, rather, at some point is going to be the sort of the crown jewel of this whole world, whenever it's a lot more finished than it currently is, you know, but oh man, this looks so good. And look at all this clay. I just went and got, I grabbed my not my fortune, but like my regular, not silk touch shovel, just so I could harvest all this clay and put down mud again, because yeah, I'm going to need a lot of brick, and I don't have that much brick. Luckily, I have a super smelter here that's basically free, so that's kind of cool. At some point, I would like to make maybe even a bigger one of these, like maybe like a 64 block long thing, so I could just use 4 stacks, you know, all row. That'd be a lot of clay per harvest, and this does run kind of all the time, so maybe I should at some point do that, or even just maybe a couple more levels of this, like, because this factory's all right here. I could just build maybe a few levels up, but yeah, I mean, it works pretty quickly, at least somewhat. It takes a while for all of them to turn, but it works pretty quickly for somewhat, and then it'd be nice to even have an automatic collection. But look how much clay I got. That's not terrible. That's like, what? 2.5 stacks of clay. I mean, so, you know, it's all okay. I wish it was a little bit more. All right, well, I'm going to smelt this up. So, oh, Jesus, nighttime again, man. And this area, this is not so lit up. This area here, definitely not. I slapped the roofs on, and it looks really good, I think. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting this. This is a very different style for me. It's going to be very flat-faced in the front style, and then a very sort of traditional roof. But I did try to go with a little bit more creative gradient up on the roof. I don't know if it's really coming through or not. I'm just trying something a little bit different, you know, trying to go in sort of stripes almost, like weathered stripes. I've seen some other people doing it, and it's not something that I've ever really felt the urge to do. But I thought, well, this little hamlet out here in the middle of nowhere, it seems like a great opportunity.
Tracy, please connect me to Fred and James.
Connecting. Error.
Tracy, please run a... Oh, damn it all. What was the word? Diagnostic.
Running. Signal is ending at node 001.
Node 001. Tracy, what is node 001?
Unknown.
So, something, somewhere, is intercepting our outgoing signal.
Our signal to the future is being intercepted. Could this be Cow?
That was my first thought, but Tracy says it's a static point. I'll be honest though, Steve, this is hardly my area of expertise.
This is not mine either. If we could talk to James, this is right up his alley.
That is a problem.
Tracy, if the interception point is static, does that mean it can't be a moving ship in orbit? Can you locate the conclusion of the signal?
Working. The signal seems to be ending in the remnants of the moon.
The moon?
along here really well. I think I have this house basically done. It's started to be textured in. I don't totally love it yet, but this is the rough draft, and I will go in and edit it. Thank you, buddy. My son just invited me to play Minecraft with him on Bedrock Edition. You cannot turn off those notifications no matter what you do. It's super annoying. Anyway, so I have this little outrider thing right here that I thought I could just add to add a little bit of interest, because I just think the house itself being totally square might just be a tiny bit boring. So I'm just gonna add this one little outrider here to help a little bit. Secondly, this area over here with the trees has really worked out really well. In fact, I'm probably going to do the same thing along the desert row so you don't see it over there, but you can start to see if you're down in here, you already are starting to not really see it. And yeah, I know I have some acacia trees. That's actually just to get wood, but the birch and the oak, that's going to be there for the tree line. So yeah, I keep cutting them down just to get more saplings. The acacia, again, is not going to be there. I don't think the style fits, but the birch and oak certainly does. Even when it rains, when you're working on a really nice build, like when, the world building is coming together and everything's starting to look really good, even when it rains, the atmosphere is really, really nice. Okay, I'm starting to be a believer in these houses. I still got to add in some like shutters and things over this. I really like bringing the acacia, and I think that's something I'm going to continue to do. I did start working on some path, and I think I'm going to do something that I have rarely done in recent years of Minecraft, is just use really path block for this whole town. Now the drag is we don't path block slabs, and that does kind of hinder things, but I think we're going to go with it. We'll just go with stairs, like wood slabs, for steps. I think that'll be okay, though it does sometimes break the immersion a little bit, just to have this like row of slabs, but that's okay. Rather than do a hodgepodge, we're just going to do path block. I see other people do it, and it's never been really totally my cup of tea, but I think it might be worth a try. We'll see. We'll see if we like it anyway or not. I am going to cut down this tree and then figure out exactly where we want the first of our fields. I do plan on planting at least 1 or 2 fields, if for the thumbnail, if nothing else, right? You know what I'm saying? Always on the hunt for nautilus shells because I want to make a couple conduits, and I've had really, really, really poor luck getting any, but Wandering Trader spawned, and I believe, I'm fairly confident anyway, that he has nautilus shells. I only looked very briefly, and then I sort of ran for the hills. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to get there. I have no emeralds, though. I thought for sure I had emeralds, but I don't, or they're gone, or whatever. So, I'm going to have to do a couple trades really, really quickly here. Probably one of these guys will do a paper trade. Anyone got a 19? That's not great. Oh man, I gotta do some trading. I gotta do it fast. All right, moment of truth. Let's see. Does this guy? Yeah, I thought I saw it. And how many? I got 5 nautilus shells. That's amazing. And I don't need anything else. No thanks. Hey, you know what? I could use these guys. I need some leads. I need some leather. I don't need leather that bad. I do need the leads though. I do always keep collecting those because I plan on this being a animal pen over there. I see you. I see you, golden skeleton. So I plan on this area over here that I put all the pods. Well, that's gonna be an animal pen. There are some sheep around here. There's some pigs. I don't really care which one necessarily, but I've been shearing leaves. That's why I went and grabbed my hose, my Fortune, my Silk Touch hoe here, just so I could get a whole bunch of leaves and a bunch of saplings and stuff like that. And I think this is probably a pretty good size for the first one. So it's time for me then to put up the actual leaf barrier. And this is, it's not a pain. It's not a pain, but when you're dealing with animals, it has to always be too high, which does make it a little bit more complicated. Either too high or you have to use fences, one or the other. And so yeah, I have a bunch of leaves. Let's get into that as soon as we sleep. I went through and made these little rock piles around here just to help sort of bring in a little extra oomph to the build, and give it a little age, you know what I mean? And I think it's going to be cool. Make it look like this pasture field has been used for a while. And then the next thing I want to do, since I only have these basically a straight up 2-block wall sort of around, that doesn't look great, but I need it on the inside because of animals and stuff. So what I'm going to do is now start to vary it a little, bring in some rocks to the outside, all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to help. Yeah, it's going to help a lot. It's getting mighty dark. Time to go sleep. am working on putting the roads sort of around these fields here. This is going to be for upcoming fields. I'm nowhere close to actually building any more fields, but I want to put the roads in first. One thing I have learned kind of the hard way is you do roads first before you do everything else. I always get that wrong. But I thought let's hit the question or comment of the day right now, since this is a fairly mundane task and doesn't require really any sort of mental workload at all. So OSK, who comments on nearly every video I've ever put out, says, does your rule where every house you make equals 3 farms still apply? So if you don't know, going way back in this world to when I first started the hardcore world, that was the deal. I had to make 3 vegetable farms for every 1 house in order to feed the people and make this a quote-unquote realistic sort of world, right? That no longer does apply because we now have a fishing village. And if you don't know, and I've learned this through just a little bit of Googling, fishing ships, like a real good fisher with nets and everything, can actually feed a ton of people. So ever since we built the fishing village, no, it does not apply. Now, that being said, I do want to still have very nice, big, giant farm fields and all that kind of stuff, as I'm doing right now, because that does add to the immersion and all that kind of stuff. But no, as far as in this world, now that we've established a true port and dock and lots of ships, I think we have 4 ships, I think. We don't really have the need to build literally 1 farm or 3 farms per every 1 house. I think that was a great rule to start with and encourage you to build some farms. But now that we're going, I don't think it's required all that much. We're getting close to wrapped up for this particular episode. Let me finish the roads and we'll take a look and see how everything turned out. I am very, very happy with the beginning of this little area. I do need a name for it, though, so if you have any name suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comments down below. It'll be curious to see who made it to the very last seconds of this video. I'll see you all next time right here from Survival with Fix.